The greatest illusion in life is that time will wait for you. It will not. The hours you waste are gone forever, and the universe does not grant them back. Every second is a currency, and how you spend it defines the architecture of your life. The truth is harsh, but undeniable. In order to achieve what others will not, you must be willing to do what others refuse to. You must outwork everyone. Effort is not optional. It is the foundation upon which all discovery, all invention, all progress is built. When you decide to pursue something larger than yourself, you will quickly realize that ordinary levels of commitment will not suffice. The ordinary path is already crowded, overflowing with those who only give fragments of themselves to their ambitions. To rise above, you must step into a different dimension of work, discipline, and focus. There will be sacrifices. You cannot choose to outwork everyone and still cling to comfort, ease, or the illusions of endless leisure. Every hour devoted to your vision is an hour subtracted from something else. Nights will disappear into thought. Mornings will feel like a continuation of yesterday, and while the world rests, you will still be pushing. The body will ache, the mind will resist, and the heart will whisper for relief. But if you endure, if you resist the temptation to retreat, the impossible begins to yield. Outworking everyone does not simply mean more hours. It means higher quality of hours. It means bringing full presence, deep focus, and relentless rigor into every task. You cannot afford to live in distraction, because distraction is the slow death of purpose. Each interruption is a thief stealing fragments of the life you were meant to build. Outworking everyone means cutting through the noise, eliminating excuses, and giving yourself completely to what matters most. This is not about chasing approval or proving others wrong. It is about fulfilling the deepest responsibility you have to yourself, to your potential, to the brief flicker of time you have been given in this vast universe. Existence is fragile. The human body has limits. The human spirit does not. And when the body threatens to betray you, when it confines you, when it seeks to dictate your boundaries, the mind still has the power to rebel, to refuse limitation, to declare, "I will not surrender my effort to circumstance." The truth is, most people stop when it gets uncomfortable. They retreat into mediocrity the moment progress demands too much. That is why greatness is rare. Not because it is unreachable, but because so few are willing to endure the cost. Outworking everyone is not glamorous. It is not celebrated while you are in the depths of it. There will be no applause in the lonely hours, no cheering as you grind through exhaustion, no comfort when your energy is depleted. But those hours accumulate into something extraordinary. They become the invisible structure upon which visible success is built. There will be moments when everything within you screams to quit. When fatigue becomes overwhelming and doubt whispers that your effort is meaningless. In those moments, remember this: the universe does not reward hesitation, it rewards persistence. The laws of reality do not bend to wishes, they respond to action. Action sustained, repeated, magnified beyond the breaking point. Outworking everyone requires clarity of vision. You must know why you are doing what you do. Without purpose, effort becomes chaos. With purpose, effort becomes a force of nature. Purpose transforms exhaustion into fuel, transforms setbacks into lessons, transforms long nights into steps forward. Without it, the grind will consume you. With it, the grind will elevate you. The path will test your health, your patience, your will. But recognize this: the alternative is worse. To live comfortably, quietly, without struggle, is to betray the very reason you are alive. You are not here merely to survive. You are here to expand the limits of what is possible. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Safety is the grave of ambition. If you desire a life that transcends the ordinary, you must pay the price in full, with no shortcuts. Work is the one variable entirely within your control. You cannot always control opportunity, circumstances, or the actions of others. But you can control the hours you give, the intensity you bring, the refusal to stop. Outwork everyone, and you tip the balance of probability in your favor. While others sleep, you learn. While others relax, you create. While others settle, you ascend. Over time, the compounding effect is undeniable. What takes others years will take you months. What takes others decades will take you years. But you must remember, outworking everyone is not about destruction. It is not about burning yourself into ashes for nothing. It is about alignment. Align your effort with what truly matters. Align your hours with what brings lasting value. Work endlessly, but not aimlessly. Build, do not just exhaust yourself. Push boundaries, but always with direction. Outworking everyone does not mean scattering your energy. It means harnessing it into a concentrated beam that cuts through resistance. Failure will accompany you. There is no path of great work without it. But failure is not defeat. It is data. It is refinement. It is the evidence that you dared to attempt what others would not. When you work harder than anyone, you will stumble harder than anyone. But that pain, that frustration, those shattered attempts, they are the very soil in which greatness takes root. Embrace them. Learn from them. Continue. The question is not whether you are capable. The question is whether you are willing. Willing to stay awake when exhaustion pulls you down. Willing to stay in the fight when comfort calls you back. Willing to ignore the easy path and carve your own, with bleeding hands and unrelenting will. Most are not. That is why you must be. Understand this. The human mind is the most powerful tool in existence. With it, the limitations of the body can be surpassed. The restrictions of environment overcome. With it, you can outwork everyone, not merely in hours, but in ingenuity, in creativity, in the relentless expansion of possibility. Outwork everyone not only with sweat, but with thought, with focus, with clarity. Outwork them in persistence, in patience, in refusing to break when others crumble. Every day is a choice. A choice to surrender to ease, or a choice to rise. Outworking everyone is not a single act, it is the accumulation of thousands of choices. To continue when tired. To learn when others rest. To build when others consume. To focus when others drift. It is a daily rebellion against mediocrity. One day, the world will see the results of the hours you have given. They will call it genius, luck, or talent. They will not see the countless moments of quiet struggle, the endless repetitions, the battles fought alone in silence. But you will know. You will know that you earned it, that every achievement was carved out of effort, that you became extraordinary not by chance but by choice. So decide. Decide now that you will not waste your finite time on distractions and excuses. Decide that you will devote yourself to the pursuit of what matters most. Decide that when the world sleeps, you will still be building. That when others quit, you will continue. That when the easy path tempts you, you will resist. Outwork everyone not for pride, not for applause, but for the simple, profound truth that life is too short to be ordinary. In the end, the measure of your existence will not be what you wished for, but what you worked for. Outwork everyone, and you will not only change the course of your own life, you will leave a mark upon the universe itself. There are lives that prove this truth beyond question. Lives that remind us what it means to outwork everyone, not only with hours of labor, but with the refusal to be defeated by circumstances. Imagine a body that weakens year after year, a body that betrays its owner, stripping away movement, silencing muscle after muscle, until even the simplest act becomes impossible. For most, this would be the end. For most, limitation would mean surrender. But there exists another way of being, to declare, even in the silence of paralysis, my body may be confined, but my mind is infinite. When the physical world closes its doors, the universe of thought opens. Equations become constellations. Ideas expand into galaxies. Work does not stop because the body cannot move. Work transcends flesh when the mind refuses to yield. This is the essence of outworking everyone. To confront unimaginable obstacles, and still refuse to be ordinary. To outthink, outlast, and outdream every limitation imposed upon you. To transform what others see as weakness into the greatest strength of all. For what power is greater than the mind that cannot be silenced? The hours poured into research, into theory, into discovery, these were not the hours of comfort. They were not fueled by strength of body, but by discipline of thought. Every page written was carved from pain. Every lecture delivered was a triumph over impossibility. And still, the work continued. Decade after decade, long after most would have given in, the mind burned with questions, and refused to stop until answers were found. That is not merely endurance. That is a definition of greatness. Outworking everyone is not always measured in factories or offices, in late nights of coding or the grind of endless business. Sometimes it is measured in the resilience of the human spirit. Sometimes it is measured in the refusal to allow disease, decay, or despair to dictate destiny. Sometimes it is measured in the courage to keep creating, keep speaking, keep shaping the future, even when the world expects you to vanish quietly into darkness. And so the lesson is clear. You have no excuse. Whatever weight you carry, whatever difficulties you face, whatever challenges seek to break, there is always a choice. You can submit, or you can rise. You can surrender to limitation, or you can outwork it. You can let circumstance define you, or you can define circumstance. Outworking everyone is not only about work ethic. It is about defiance. Defiance of weakness, defiance of mediocrity, defiance of impossibility. It is to look at the vast expanse of the universe and say, even if my time is short, even if my body is fragile, I will spend every breath expanding what is possible. I will not waste my chance to contribute. I will not waste my life. This is how you outwork everyone, by deciding that nothing, not pain, not failure, not fatigue, not even the body itself will silence your purpose. To live in that way is to leave behind more than a life. It is to leave behind a legacy. So let this truth echo within you. Comfort will betray you, excuses will destroy you, but work through, relentless, purposeful work will elevate you. If a mind trapped in failing flesh can still expand the boundaries of human knowledge, then what excuse remains for you? If someone can outwork the universe itself, fighting time with thought, then what prevents you from outworking the distractions, the laziness, the mediocrity that seeks to chain you? You are alive. You can move. You can act. That is already an advantage, so act. Work until your potential is no longer a dream but a reality. Work until the boundaries of possibility stretch before you. Work until your life itself becomes a testimony that you were here, and you gave everything. Outwork everyone not because it is easy, but because it is the only way to live without regret. Outwork everyone, because the hours are limited, and the universe does not pause. Outwork everyone, because time is fleeting, and your purpose demands nothing less. Outwork everyone, and when the end comes as it comes for all, you will not leave quietly. You will leave with the knowledge that you gave the full measure of yourself, that you chose to be extraordinary. The universe may one day fade, stars may one day burn out, galaxies may collapse into silence. But until then, you have this moment, this chance, this life. Outwork everyone, and let your effort become light that endures long after you are gone.